I'm Miss Sarah from the Fairlawn Library, and today we're going to do one of my very favorite hobbies. Did you know that in the wintertime, one of my favorite things to do is to go ice fishing. But I don't go ice fishing in the sense of, drilling a hole in the pond, waiting for fish. I prefer to go fishing for ice cubes. I know you're wondering, Miss Sarah, how can you fish for ice? I don't think it's possible to hook an ice cube onto this piece of string. And usually I would say you're right, but for today's experiment, we are going to learn about how we can make ice magically stick to this string. Only using, you ready? Salt. We need to know about 3 concepts. Water can go through the 3 states of matter. It can be a solid, ice, a liquid, water, or a gas in the form of condensation. Today we're going to concentrate on how water can turn from a solid to a liquid and back to a solid again. Now, the second concept we need to know is something called the freezing. The freezing point is when an object changes from a liquid to a solid. Water's freezing point is when the temperature drops and is maintained below 32 degrees. So let's say the road in front of our house is filled with snow. Snow, along with ice cubes, is water in a solid state of matter. If the temperature stays below water's freezing point, 32 degrees, then your snowman will stay a snowman. However, if the temperature rises above 32 degrees, or water's melting point, your snow pal will become a snow puddle. Another way to get rid of snow. Let's say a salt truck drives down your street early in the morning and spreads a bunch of salt onto the road. Salt breaks down water molecules, turning the solid snow into liquid water. Salt melts snow through a chemical reaction. However, if the outside temperature stays below 32 degrees, the newly formed puddles will freeze and turn into ice. Let's go over some of the materials you'll need for this experiment. You're going to need some water, some ice, and some salt. A string and a pole. Some sort of measuring spoon to measure out your salt, as well as some container, like I'm using cupcake wrappers, to hold your salt. So the very first thing we need is either you can use a clear glass or bowl, or you can use a regular bowl just like this. I'm going to use the clear one just so we can see what's happening. So first, you're going to tie your string to your popsicle, and we're going to time speed this up. So you're going to put in all of the fill up as many ice cubes as we can. There we go. See? Now, if you're feeling fancy, drop in some blue food dye. Okay. We're going to swish it around. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Very carefully, we're going to stir it up. Aha. There's really no scientific merit for this one. It just looks cool, right? All right. So now, let's conduct our very first experiment. Our very first test. Now, let's see if we can stick an ice cube onto the string. Should be easy enough, right? For our first test, we are going to try to capture an ice cube just using our string. Okay, so let's see. Ready? Okay. We're going to wait. Ta-da! Okay. All right, so that didn't work, right? Now, what have we noticed? Let's record our first observation. Just putting the string on the ice cube doesn't seem like it's gonna work, right? But let's try something a little different. Now again, we know these ice cubes, they are a solid and the water in it is a liquid. Now, put a little salt in your hand, right? So just a little bit. Now let's try something. Now, I'm gonna put the string directly, if you can see it, directly on an ice cube. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit on the top. Okay, now let's wait, let's say 30 seconds, so let's count. Okay, so now I'm pausing. Now take a look at your ice cube. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm just gonna put that right there. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this, guys. If you haven't noticed, take a look at the top. See right there where it's glossy? It looks like the salt has melted some of the ice. So, but if you look closely, it looks like it might have frozen over. Okay, so very carefully, everyone. After about 30 seconds, let's try it. You ready? We caught a live one. That's really cool. Oh man, look at this, guys. See, with a little patience and a little science, we can catch something. So what do we observe? Let's take again a closer look. So what happens is the salt melted the very top of the ice, right? Just like us putting salt on our sidewalks. But because the ice and the ice around it and the water is so cold, right? Whatever melts, but then because it's next to its cold buddies, it refreezes, capturing the string onto the ice. See? So now we've learned that salt can help us fish for ice. Now, if you want to try some more experiments at home, you can try using other spices and other materials to see if it works. If you like this video, feel free to send us videos or photos of your own ice fishing escapades. We can't wait to see you later. Happy fishing!